Future plans for The Undertaker have been revealed. Plus, El Grande Americano is heading back to AAA. And is AJ Styles returning to TNA for Slammiversary? It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling News right now. Last night we had the NXT post-Great American Bash, and it looks like Trick Williams has caught the attention of The Undertaker.
It's very interesting timing, because Trick's got a lot on his plate at the moment, Tom, with Slammiversary coming up and whatnot, but then he goes and finds The Undertaker's LFG team and bullies the little boys and girls.
That's very mean.
He bullies them, and this catches the eye of The Undertaker, who basically says, "You're gonna pay! You're gonna pay!" Bong. So next week...
I wish he did just say exactly that verbatim.
It's such a big tune. Anyway, they're going to go to Houston next week, aren't they, for NXT, and Undertaker is going to do some things to Trick there, you would assume.
Yeah. Taker tweeted, "Trick Williams, you disrespecting my LFG team. You disrespect me. I'll be in H-Town next week. With or without the TNA title, you might want to stay out of my yard." First of all, what a weird timeline we live in, where The Undertaker is talking about the TNA title. That's a weird thing. But yeah, it looks as if we're going to maybe get Undertaker. Is it Undertaker choke slamming Trick, or is it Undertaker leading his LFG boys to beat up Trick?
Hopefully the latter.
Yeah.
Hopefully the latter, because, just because that's the way it should happen. I don't want to see Undertaker fell Trick Williams on NXT, do you?
No, I don't really want to see him take him down. Well, as funny as it would be. It's this weird new version of The Undertaker that we have in this day and age, because we've had like the Dead Man Undertaker, we've had the evil demon Undertaker, we've had the American Badass Undertaker, now we've got Trainer Undertaker.
Uncle Mark.
Who's like,
stay away from them kids back there.
"Don't bully my kids or I'll come give you a whooping." It's a strange new version, Uncle Mark. And every so often he just goes on stage and has a bottle of Jack Daniels and tells stories from the past.
And then says that wrestling's unrealistic, which I saw recently, which I thought was hilarious for a guy of that character.
Yes,
the
please.
undead zombie magician, man.
Undead zombie magician. Tell us how wrestling is unrealistic these days. They have a great opportunity next week. If Undertaker turns up at NXT and he goes backstage and there's Trick Williams playing a SNES. "You playing video games? Girl, you should be playing with knives." Like all the good people do backstage.
"Get the Jack Daniels, dip the knife in the Jack Daniels, drink the knife."
Did you drink a knife? It's a lovely drink. New Undertaker knifey drink. Available in all good stores and Asda. Now, also next week on NXT, as well as a lovely glass of knifey drink between Trick Williams and The Undertaker, we're getting an NXT title match.
Triple threat, baby. So, of course, a Great American Bash at the weekend. JB, Josh Briggs, was saying to Inamura, "Do it by any means necessary." Inamura was like, "I want to fight with honor," and that's what Inamura did in the match, but JB was trying a couple of times to get Inamura to cheat, but it wasn't quite happening, and because of this, last night on NXT, Obafemi says to JB, "You ruined my match, and you've tainted its legacy somewhat, sir, because it's not quite as clean as it might have been without your nefarious actions, you bum."
Josh Briggs very much said, "If it had been me in that position, I'd have done whatever it took."
Yeah.
And you know what? Give him another go. Then Inamura turns up then. He's like, "Hey, look, I speak for myself, and I'm going to fight with honor." And so there's obviously a malfunction between those two. And then Josh Briggs throws down the challenge to Obafemi. "What do you put it on the line next week in Texas against both of us?"
Yeah.
Triple threat style. Then we get an Obafemi, Josh Briggs little pushy fight. And Inamura catches a couple of strays from Josh Briggs. They don't officially come to blows, but there's a lot of tension as security splits all three of them up.
It's got my mind a-whirring, so it has, Tom, because it could just the triple threat nature of this match. Obafemi doesn't have to take the pin. So, what if one of the other lads wins and pins the other one, and that sets them off on a singles affair? Obafemi at the main roster in the summer there. Because obviously, nobody's beaten Obafemi. He's so big, he's the biggest man alive.
He is the biggest man in history.
So the fact that we have two people who have a little bit of history now, JB went to Japan, He came back from Japan with a leather jacket. Here you go, Inamura, here's your lovely leather jacket. "Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you for taking me in." And now we're here, my goodness me.
So who do you put in that role then? Because I feel like whilst the women's division in NXT is well-rounded and there's a very clear top, middle, bottom, I don't feel there's that consistency in the men's division.
There is certainly not, Tom.
There's not, is there?
There is certainly not. And I'm trying to scramble for an answer for you, and I don't have one.
Because I don't know, like, who you have put in that position over Inamura or Josh Briggs. Like, are we really at a point where, like, and no disrespect to him, because I think Josh Briggs has done some banger work lately. Are we really at a point where Josh Briggs is, like, a viable NXT champion?
Well, we've got JC Jane, who has been there for the longest time and maybe hasn't been sort of the focal point of the division at any real point apart from now. So the shoe could... That's the thing with JB. He's not used that frequently in terms of like having big storylines and big matches, but when he is used, he's very, very good. He looks like Test or Kevin Nash with them trousers that those two used to wear back in the day. Yeah. But he flies like Rey Mysterio. It's incredible scenes.
Is he? And then Inamura, you've potentially got somebody who can kind of, become the champion and be the champion with honor, and you can have some fun with that maybe.
Yeah.
Easy.
You just look at the way everything's split up at the moment. Like Ethan Page has got the North American title. Ricky Saints has been beaten by Ethan Page again. I assume that feud's over, or they could go forever more. Siobhan Evans is just kind of floating around doing nothing.
Yeah.
I say doing nothing. He's having matches, but you know what I mean? Not like a...
Yeah, there's nothing really strong in there. It's Tony D.
The family's just come to an end, Tom.
But does Tony D maybe become the Grand Slam NXT guy and win the NXT title from Oba Femi?
I feel like they've cooled off a bit on Tony. Maybe it's Luca Crucifino's time.
Oh.
The legal.
Yeah, it's an interesting time, but that's going down next week. Also, El Grande Americano flavored news for you this morning. He's off back to Mexico.
Yeah, it's confirmed on AAA socials that it'll be at AAA Allianzas, emanating from Mexico City, facing Octagon Jr., familiar name from their time in the Money in the Banks.
That was it. that is where he is from. This marks the second or first match in AAA for El Grande Americano. Do I take your coat as usual, or for the first time? Because it's obviously a different person under the mask now, it would seem, unless they've grown in height and changed in build.
Yes, and nipple size. Let's not forget that. We'll be remiss from mentioning the nipple size.
Oh, yes, we did have quite the discussion on the areolas, which suggests that this is very different.
This new longer Americano has smaller areolas.
Longer, smaller. That's the best way to remember. When it's a longer Americano, it is smaller areolas.
Tiffany Stratton loves those areolas, apparently. Because it's Ludwig Kaiser, her boyfriend.
What? No, that can't be happening.
That's a scandalous accusation I've put out there, by the way.
I tell you what, it's scandalous if Anthem President Carlos Silva has used one particular adjective and not thought about the ramifications of it, right? Because once again, on the road to Slammiversary, there was a conversation about AJ going home to TNA. And this all comes from a tweet by Anthem President Carlos Silva.
He says, "We're moving the stage back to accommodate more fans. This event will be TNA's greatest achievement, and trust me, it's going to be phenomenal." Phenomenal.
You cannot use the word phenomenal. Now there's part of me that thinks TNA could just TNA this, and Carlos went, "What do you mean? It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be great." No, you can't say phenomenal if you don't mean AJ Styles.
No, it's a new wrestler. It's Alan James.
Phenomenal.
Stylo.
Alan James Stylo.
Look at him go. He's straight to the point like a pen. He's everyone's favourite wrestler.
To be. I am. Yeah, Styles, the biggest name that came out of TNA quite easily, and has not returned home, with the exception of a VT at a Slammiversary a couple of years back. And with this now burgeoning relationship with WWE and TNA, I think every time a major show comes around, they go, surely AJ's turning up. They've just used the word phenomenal. They've announced they're putting more tickets available for this show. They've used the word phenomenal. You've got to deliver AJ Styles at Slammiversary. You can't say that.
Did you put that in capitals?
Stop saying stuff like that.
Did you put it in capitals, by the way, or did he?
He put it in capitals.
You can't not provide AJ Styles now, I'm sorry.
Stop saying stuff like that.
Jesus Christ.
You have to give us AJ Styles at Slammiversary.
Imagine if they don't.
It'll be very TNA of them. I'll be perfectly honest. It'll be very TNA of them. Slammiversary coming up this weekend as the dust settles from one busy weekend. TNA did the right thing and went, we'll wait a week.
Yeah.
We'll do it the following week.
Yeah.
It's all good. Should be a really fun show all the same. Leon Slater challenging Moose for the TNA X Division Championship. I think I think Leon Slater is about to.
He has
win
been
the
doing
big
well,
one.
hasn't he? Old Leon.
I think there's a changing of the guard forthcoming in the X division, in the X division, and in the men's heavyweight division. Because I think Mike Santana might become TNA champion.
I would say, I think Trick's definitely losing,
Yeah.
but I think Mike's just a slight favourite ahead of Joe at this time.
What if Undertaker costs him?
What if Undertaker wins the title? What if Undertaker is now the phenomenal The Undertaker?
Oh my, phenomenal!
Oh, yeah? Phenomenal.
It's gonna be Undertaker, isn't it? Carl Silver thought, I've been clever, phenom. You see? No, but you can't.
You are. I'm dead.
And with that, I am dead. For the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.